Good morning. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. I believe it was 1 week ago where I sat here in front of you and I said, yeah, I got to record a show for Compound. And I did that because I was reminded of that because E-Rock was in attendance and I haven't done fuck. I will do that soon, though. I promise you. I wish I had more time. There was a time, actually, if you remember, when I spoke to you, speaking directly to E-Rock, when I said, hey, I want to do it every day. I want to record a hot show every day. And I think you said, yeah, there's no way. There's no way you'd be able to pull that off. And I'm like, no, man, I'm a go-getter. I'm aggressive. Yeah, Memorial Day weekend coming up. I got you. That's plenty of time. That's a month. A month. You've got it. I promise. I love doing shows for Compound Media. I love it because he says, I look forward to getting it June 1. Kenny says, put it in your calendar. It's not a matter of remembering. It's a matter of hang on a second. I'm looking for a puppy. Where the fuck are you? Hey! Oh, shit. Oh, there you are. Hi, honey. Oh, my God. Look at this. Look at this. She's getting big. You can hear her. She's licking the mic. It sounds like sloppy vag. Stupid. Oh, Peanut. Oh, Honey Bunny. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. She's doing so good. Oh, my God. The dog is just... She benefits because I'm here all the time, you know, to take care of her and let her out and teach her the way. She's biting the headphones now. Holy shit. No, she's a good dog. O'Neill doesn't, he likes her when he wants to, but for the most part, she sticks to Bruce over there on the couch. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Honey, no. Oh, just a baby. Oh, my God. Okay, you relax over there. The NFL draft went down. And what you need to know about that stupid thing, oh, my God. First of all, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. If you go back to the Super Bowl, since the Super Bowl finished, they've been talking about the draft. Well, that's like, 2 months, maybe 3. I don't know. I think it's 3. It's a long time. And so everybody, what they do online, and they post mock drafts. This is the definitive mock draft. Who these teams, this is the way it's going to go. And these so-called experts put that out there. And they do it just to get people to look at their what the hell they write so that they can get the credit and the dollars and cents when more people look at their stupid what they're posting. But at the end of the day, they don't know any more than like what we know. We could just it's like the basketball tournament, the March Madness. People just fill in names of teams and they win the whole thing. Outside of like maybe the first or second pick, like there was some guy, I believe from Kentucky. He's a quarterback named Will Levis. You've never heard of him. No one's heard of him. But they were talking about how he is part of this class of quarterbacks who's just a stud. You know, there's this kid from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud, and there's a dude from Alabama named Bryce Young. and some guy from Florida, Anthony Richardson, Levis, and I forget the fifth. But they're like, oh, my God, the first round's going to be unbelievable with all these quarterbacks flying off of the shelves. It's going to be awesome. Oh, my God, it's a great quarterback class. And so they're kind of right, except they weren't. Because Levis, what they do is the NFL invites all the players, and they are in like the green room awaiting to get drafted. And then, well, as time passes, no one drafts some of these guys. So they have to like walk out of the room and like everyone's looking at them like they're losers because they expected to go in the first round and they didn't. There was several dudes, at least 4, who didn't. And they have to hope now for the next round, you know? So that's kind of embarrassing, you know. By the way, Aiden Lynch checking in.
And Lutz calls the snow day.
He is here.
Breaking news! Lutz just called a snow day. Woo! No school for me tomorrow.
Why are you enjoying this show, Aiden? You should be. Aren't you supposed to be like in school by now? Well, anyway, welcome to you. Hope everybody's doing well in your life. What's the plan? I mean, are you now going to start working towards getting into sports broadcasting?
Oh my goodness!
He says he's at the chiropractor watching, so it's okay. All right.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
Getting your back cracked, getting your neck cracked.
Breaking news!
Welcome to you. That was a wild time. That amount of fame that just hit you like that. And the good people of Hamilton, Michigan. All right. So anyway, the way this draft went down, it was so fucked up because my point was all these guys claim that they know what the fuck they're doing, and then all hell breaks loose because like they picked that Bryce Young guy, Carolina did, who they're shaping up to be a pretty good team, I think, eventually. Then the Houston Texans took C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, and then they made a trade with the Houston made a trade with Arizona. Arizona gave the 3rd pick to Houston, and I don't know what they got in return. I don't follow it enough. I don't give a fuck. But then they drafted some defensive guy, Witherspoon. That's all I know, and he's supposedly great. So they got the first 2 of the 3 top picks. And then I'm waiting for my Lions to make their pick at number 6, and they traded their pick to Arizona, who just gave up their pick. What? So they traded that to, hey, knock it off. They traded that to Arizona, and Arizona gave the Lions like 2 picks. They gave them their number 12 and also their I don't know. It's all fucking nuts to me. The point of all this is the Lions have 5 picks out of the first 55 players drafted. So, all right. And with their first pick, they drafted some guy from Alabama who's like a stud running back. I never like bone up on this shit. I don't want to sound like some sports asshole who knows what the fuck is up. There's nothing worse than sports dick who acts like this is like important. It's not. So we get some fuckface from Alabama who I guess is great, except for the fact that he probably, some questionable things in his past because he went to Alabama with his poor coaching there at Alabama. And then they, after that, their next pick, some giant white guy from Iowa, which I think all players from Iowa are like white guys. And he was a linebacker. I know his first name's Jack. Jack something or other. Classic name. 6'5", like 250, and can runs like the wind. Just an absolute beast. Are you okay? Are you sitting or are you peeing, Darla? Okay, she's so fat that when she sits, sometimes I think she's taking a leak. Why don't you relax, man? Fuck. All right. So that was it. That's all. That is all you need to know. Okay. That's all that matters. Anyone else who suggests that there's more stories to follow in this, they're crazy. No one gives a shit at this point. It's always so anticlimactic for me when the draft happens. But now it's done. Well, no, it's not. There's actually like a more. The first round finished today or yesterday. And now they continue. I think it goes all weekend. My God. LJ Guy 2004 says nobody cares after the first pick. I know that's so true. My favorite are the facial expressions of the guys that think they will get picked and don't. My guy Jalen Carter, who killed somebody right after the national championship game. Well, not really. I mean, he was racing down the street in his car. And one of his teammates was in the car next to him with another staffer from the team, and they're driving too fast. They crashed the car. They're dead. And then he drives away, and then, oh, yeah, I wasn't involved in this. No, I don't want to ruin my draft stock, which is what he should have done. He should have left the scene. But then he made the mistake of telling the truth to the police. First, he lied to the police and said, yeah, I wasn't here. I don't even know these people. And then they said, wait a minute. We think it was you. He said, oh, okay, it was me. And he admits to it. So what are you doing? No. Hang on. Come here. Damn it. His draft, he fell to ninth. And the Eagles picked him up. I wanted the Lions to get that guy so bad. Because he's just he's a killer is what he is. He doesn't care about his fellow man, and that's the guy you want there. You want to draft the person with the most brushes with the law. Like this Mozzie Smith from Michigan. He played high school football 15 miles from here in East Kentwood. And that fucker, he had a loaded gun on him. And he's not supposed to. It was felony firearms possession. He got popped last year during the college football season from Michigan. And so that's excellent news. You know, you want that guy. And he said, well, wait a minute. I was trying to get, I was in the process of getting my pistol license. And they said, no, fuck you. And I'm like, yes. It turns out, though, that the prosecutor offered him a plea. You know how they do that plea deal shit just to move the cases along? That seems to be justice these days. Hold on a quick second. Hey! No! Do not... Come here. Okay. This dog is getting to the bratty teenager stage. Where she's just fucking with her brothers and being an asshole. And then so I get a hold of her, and now she's going to sit here and cry like it's the end of the world. Listen to me. It's time to relax. You've taken 5 dumps. You've peed 10 times. It's Friday. Everybody just wants to chill and have a good time. Quit attacking everything in sight. Can we do that? Okay. She's got a bed full of toys. There's toys everywhere in that bed. And she's like eating socks and blankets and pillows and other dogs. So Mozzie, come on, man. So Mozzie Smith gets popped, pleads down, and then his draft stock falls. He ends up getting drafted in the first round. I forget to who the fuck picked him. It doesn't matter. But in my opinion, that should have made him like a top 5 pick, for fuck's sake. Is this going to get to a point with his dog where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stop podcasting for about 5 months? Our pal Aiden Lynch.
Breaking news!
He's announcing the Hamilton Hometown 5K tomorrow. Good. In case you don't know, Aiden Lynch, high school broadcaster who went viral when the superintendent of the schools called the snow day.
Let's just call the snow day!
As the game was winding down, the big high school basketball game. And then he went viral by that impassioned call that there's no school tomorrow.
Woo! No school for me tomorrow!
Everybody fell in love with him. He joined me on the show. I was doing radio that week, too. He joined me on the radio. All right, somebody's relaxing. That's good news. Keep at it, you know. You just need to know, though, if you're going to do any type of radio broadcasting, it's a slog. It's like a disaster. And it's even harder now for people to do it. If there's any hope, I think it could be in play-by-play, because there will always be a need for a play-by-play announcer or color commentary because there's games. But a talk show host or something like that on the radio is kind of a dead thing. I was just reading an article that network sports talk radio is in its final stages of life, breathing its last breath, so that when you turn on whatever station and you hear like a network show not local to your neck of the woods, and they're talking the NFL draft, no one's listening. No one. It's remarkably bad. The local shows still get some attendance and make some money. So there's that. I don't mean to, try to sound bleak on this deal, but maybe diversify yourself. Just listen to your old pal Eric Zane, who's jaded and bitter and wants nothing to do with that industry. No, that's not true. I'm just jaded and bitter. Like, I'll be honest with you. If somebody called me and said, hey, why don't you on the radio? Go, okay. All right, great. I'm so happy. Fucking asshole. Ryan writes, according to my Facebook memory wall feed, on this day 7 years ago, Eric Zane was tearing down doors like Susan Samples, getting an exclusive interview with XO, that's a sushi restaurant, ownership about reopening their downtown resident after a bunch of health violations. He couldn't get them on WBBL, so he took it on himself to take a camera over to the restaurant. Yeah, after they opened up, after the health code violations, I brought a bunch of audience members over there, and we had lunch. Amy with a racist joke about the school where Mozzie Smith played, Kentwood. She said it's Kenthood. Racist. I'm getting some comments about, oh, yeah, Darla's doing really well. 5 minutes later, hey, no! Now, overall, I'm just talking about like potty training and things like that. She's still feisty. All right. Is Darla having treats yet, Eric? Maybe one of those Kong balls with some peanut butter or something in it. Maybe. I appreciate that. Ryan says television isn't any better. But if you have the passion, you can get anywhere. Very kind. So true, I guess. All right. I had another successful phone call, which led to a female on the other end of the line saying something flirty to me. Okay? And I've talked about this before. I have an unbelievable gift. And not only my gift, but it lines up with the bar being so low, with people being very, very rude to people on the phone, that when they encounter me, who is so sweet on the phone, they indicate that they're moist. When I was booking my, I called the marina or the RV park at Liberty Park Marina in Jersey City to book a long weekend there. And I described this a couple weeks ago. She was, typical Jersey lady. And I could sense the moment she picked, Jersey Harbor, Liberty Park Marina. As soon as she picked it up, that you don't fuck with her. As soon as I start talking, hang on, okay? Yeah, no problem. And she just sets doesn't put it on hold, sets the phone down. I can hear what she's doing. And she's yelling at people in the office. And I know, my God, come, settle down, hold your horses. All that shit. Picks up, okay, where were we? Uh-huh. And as I'm talking, I'm not finishing the sentences. And she's going, yeah. And I want to say, shut the fuck up. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she's like, okay, hang on. I go, hey, no problem. Now, my wife's sitting next to me. We're driving. It's on speakerphone. As we spoke, she first referred to me as my love. And then finally, she referred to me as her love muffin. As the call's winding down, okay, this will be the charge. And then, okay, you got 2 nights to start. You cannot have a refund a week out. And then day of, when you arrive, Eric, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of that charge to your card. Okay? Yep, that sounds great. Looking forward to seeing you. Okay, my love muffin. Love muffin. She actually said love muffin. Diana had to put her hand over her mouth because she was laughing. It was so funny. And I hung up. I go, you see, if that all happened in person, I could have had sex with that woman without a doubt. And she agreed. She goes, that's incredible. I go, I'm telling you, that is my new fun thing to do. You just treat these people at the bare minimum of polite. Don't overdo it. Just be patient and try to have an inflection and a peppiness when you're speaking to them. It's such a oasis of goodness from their miserable job that they want to give you their vagina. I was making an appointment yesterday for a colonoscopy endoscopy for the NFK. She gets in the phone. She goes, okay. And she seemed like an easy mark to begin with because she had a bit of a pleasantness in her voice. So I knew this was an easy one. And go through all the, scheduling rituals to get this thing done. And then it ends. We hang up. A short time later, she calls back. Is this Eric? I go, yes, it is. She says, okay. And her name was AJ, believe it or not. This is AJ again. I think I messed up. I had you arriving. Or procedure begins at 9:45 with an arrival time at 8:45. I go, yes. She says, that's different. It's already changed. 9:15 procedure, 8:15 arrival. Is that going to be okay? I go, absolutely. She goes, okay. All right. Thank you, my dear. Nothing about that. Completely professional, massive hospital organization. And she falls into full flirt mode with a my dear. That's big. You may think, oh, come on. No, it is. It really is. I would never dream of referring to anybody in a professional setting as my dear or love muffin. What? But they can't help it. You put me in front of the meanest fucking rattlesnake woman, and I can make her gush. Okay? I've got an upcoming appointment with the blood Nazi, who, if you recall, that's the lady at the clinic where I get my blood taken for kidney donation follow-up. Every certain amount of time I have to go give blood, and then they look at my values, and they need this for their records, I guess, to follow up on the kidney donation. And this motherfucker was, oh, shit. I have seen her. She dropped the hammer on me initially when I first met her years ago. Since then, I've learned, and I've adopted this whole method that I was telling you about. And now she just is eating out of the palm of my hand. One of the strangest looking people ever. If you can picture Gary Coleman from 1981's Different Strokes, she looks like that. Okay? Or former Philadelphia 76ers point guard Mo Cheeks. That's who she resembles. She just yells at people. She's so fucking mean and aggressive. Not me, though. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know? She says jump. I say how high. Next thing you know, her gash is wide. I can't help it. It's great fun for me. Nikki says, when I talk to patients, I say hun a lot to make them feel at ease and seem friendly. Okay, that's nice. However, they think that you want them. They think that you are willing to have random sex. Stevie says, Jesus, Eric, her gash. Kenny says, everybody talks like this in the South. No, not if you're rude. All right. That all happened again. Amanda says, I say sweetie sometimes to be nice. Okay, you see, you can't. If you want to keep it professional, you can't. But I know you probably are horny, and that's what's happening there. You people let your horny level consume you, and then you drop your professional side. I would never dream, especially a guy, I would never dream of talking to anyone like that. It, especially the way today is, you get some chicks take offense to that if you use one of those terms. Have you ever heard that happening, especially with a millennial and younger? If you say anything like my dear or sweetie or honey, they hate that. And they want you to die. They try to cancel you, get you to lose your job, say that they feel objectified and they're sexually assaulted. So guys, for sure, don't ever do this. Women can get away with it. Men cannot. Don't ever lose sight of that. You will not refer to any of the ladies as hun or toots. Toots is a real bummer. If you drop a toots on somebody, you're fucked right in the butt. Holy shit. I don't think anybody says toots anymore. That's just an insult. Yeah, whatever, toots. And if you say it like that, it's all about tone. Because if I say, yeah, whatever, sweetie, that's insulting. But if I say, okay, sweetie, thank you, it's your tone. You know? If you say it softly or aggressively, that's the difference. Corey says, cool story, toots. Go clean something. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Ryan says, or Amanda says, I never know if I should use Mr. So-and-so, Mr. last name or first name anymore. Ryan indicates, in today's day and age, it's best not to address anyone under any circumstances. Nikki says, I got called toots by that social media asshole in Kansas. I guess I don't know the background of that. Yeah, that toots is not going to work in any light. Like if I were talking to, even if you said it like that in a polite way, say, okay, thanks, toots. Said it like that, you're still, that's a problem. There's no way that you're going to win with that. Ryan says, I stand with EZ. That's BFZ to you. I stand with Big Fraud Zane on this. If women do this, it sends mixed signals. Slower dudes won't be able to comprehend the situation. Yeah, that's how sexual assaults occur. If you're a lady, and like that, my lady in Jersey City who says, okay, all right, love muffin. I mean, if I were a moron, like let's say I'm Dean, boring Dean, and I'm and that's who's receiving the love muffin blast. He's going to try to rape, you know, that's what he's going to do. He's going to sexually assault her. You don't want that. Stevie says, I don't want anyone calling me hun, sweetie, or darling. No, absolutely. 1,000,000% correct. What if it's an old lady, though? I mean, man, for sure not. But what if it's an elderly lady who says, okay, thank you, sweetie. She says it all whimsical and nice like that. Doesn't that work? So I don't know if I'm guessing you wouldn't, if old lady did that, or if like my dad who's 89 said, okay, hon, you wouldn't go, hey, I am not hon. You know? All right. Corey says there's a flood of TikToks right now that says if a woman makes more than 2 to 3 seconds of eye contact with you, she's DTF. Wow, I would never know because I don't look at anybody. When I'm at the gym, like I was yesterday, and I think it's safe to assume that if anyone, like let's say a lady looks at me for any amount of time, I'm going to assume that in their brain, if they look at me for 2 to 3 seconds, they're not looking at me in that regard. It's more like, wow, that's really great. That's such an elderly man can still try to get some type of exercise. That's what I'm going to assume is being thought of. Okay? It's a young person's game at the gym. I just sit back and watch all the interactions. Besides, there's videos going all around of if someone looks at a girl in the gym for that amount of time, where nowadays the women will bust out their phone and approach you and say, hey, excuse me, do you want to take a picture or say something like that? And, oh, God, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that one. So I look down at the ground. I can have the sweetest ass, so I can be surrounded by sweet asses, and I won't even notice because I am looking directly to the floor every time. No way. Fuck that. Your old pal EZ has to go tinkle. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot of great stuff coming up, including Rick from TC Paintball. Oh, boy. I love getting Rick on. We'll be talking to him in a moment. Sit tight, please. Boy, I still got the Facebook crowd here that I have to kick out. All right. With that being said, Facebook crowd still here, Twitter crowd still here. I'm about to send you on your way, but you need to know this. Today on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to dip our toe into the water for the Who are these free beers? Segment/show. I am getting this show off of the ground on Patreon, where we will be reviewing clips from free beer and hot wing shows only, similar to Who Are These Zanes? Except this will be all current material of theirs. I'm going to review it, and we're going to discuss it. Corey writes, this might be a little too far, poking the extremely insecure bear. We're already getting thoughts about what some of the content will be. Today, I'm not doing I just have one clip that I wanted to touch on. But when we do the show, when we actually do Who Are These Free Beers, it will be much more involved with a number of clips each time we do it. And I'm not sure about the frequency. For me, it's always weird because every time I commit to something, then I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't get it done. So I don't want to overcommit, underdeliver. So I don't know. I know it won't be weekly. It may be monthly. It might be quarterly. I don't know. I got to wait and see. You know how it is with me. Fuck, I just got done telling you how I can't do a compound show because I'm fucking lazy. Anyway, today on the show, we are going to feature something spectacular that happened on our friends, the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. And we're going to listen to it and break it down. Chris says, and you don't want to overdo it anyway. Tyler says, just say it'll be yearly, then anything more will be over-delivering. Aram says, who are these hot wings? We'll just be listening to a guy staring and talking about spoons. Stevie says, this is going to be another easy broken promise. Like Puppy Cam, she has zero faith in your old pal Easy. Kyler says, everyone keep telling what Eric to do, and he'll probably do it. I think that makes sense. By the way, Kelly, who you know how I feel about Kelly. Kelly on that show is a fucking superstar, and no one appreciates her. Oh my God, it is so mean. You would not believe what these people are saying about her. And I from an outside perspective, outside looking in, I don't know her. I'd never met her. But the level of hatred is, I can't believe it. Now, maybe I'm missing it. But the level of vitriol is astounding. This person said, I just created a Reddit account to comment. I've been a subscriber to their content as a VIP for years. I signed up when it was very first introduced since 2007. I've listened to the podcast every day at work and would have and save them up for long road trips and such. Huge fan ever since they started on the radio in Nashville, Tennessee, where I live. I was up for renewal this month and I let it go. I just couldn't take it anymore. I've been through a lot with these guys. The podcast got me through so many hard times and have been a constant. It's been a constant through lots of fun times. I loved Zane, but his brand of humor wears on me. The kind of guy who doesn't know when to quit. Example, interrupting everyone with drops is funny like the first 3 to 4 times. He'd keep going, and that annoyed me after a while. I didn't hate Justin. I just saw through all of his BS, his made-up stories, but I was entertained by them, so it didn't bother me that he was trying too hard. I loved Kelly at first because she was a Southern woman, and that seemed to be a kind of an opposite and added a certain something to the show. Here's the point. This person writes, Kelly is absolutely dragging the show down. Even if Joe were still part of the cast, Kelly would be an albatross still. As someone said, she's a one-trick pony. Can you believe this? Okay, whatever. They all are to some degree. Her arrogance is what has turned me off. She's so confidently wrong all the time. You want that. You have to have that. This lady, she writes too long, didn't read, and then sums it up with, I understand the show has and will continue to evolve because the people on the show have and will continue to evolve. After nearly 2 decades, though, I have to say goodbye. And the absolute final straw for me, among many straws over the years, was Kelly. Oh, fuck. I don't know how you could possibly say that. I mean, seriously.
That's so expensive. Yes. And I looked it up. I was like, free beer. Remember what, though? Jesus. Haven't seen it. It was a little obnoxious. That's so expensive.
How do you not find that charming?
Cars. Christmas, incredible. New York, come to Oregon, come here. Temperature, algorithms, incredible. For crust, cripple.
Well, when we start to unpack who are these free beers, we will most certainly be focusing on every aspect of this show as best that we can. All right. Where am I here? What the fuck am I doing? If you're enjoying the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm about to send you on your way. Enjoy the day. Sign up on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, if you want the full show. It's that simple. And download the show, the audio podcast, wherever you download shows. Got a Patreon. Just talked about that. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you.